been before, through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now. I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 FM Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to WPCE 1400 AM, WGPL 1350 AM.com. Go to Church Webcast, click, and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's Monday. Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 WMVA 88.9 WPCE 1400, and good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe. We got a whole bunch of channels, but we want you to also go over to YouTube at Crystal Records 1, Cristo Records 1. And you can go to at FYI Radio Show host, Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise we'll shout you out.
Shut up.
Ooh, how was your weekend, Mr. E?
Wonderful weekend. Had a great weekend. Didn't do too much of anything, but enjoy raking leaves and enjoying the weekend.
Well, the weekend was absolutely fabulous. The weather was pretty nice too. A little breezy on yesterday, but still sunny and just really nice. This week we can expect a little bit lower in the temperature and maybe a little bit of rain. But other than that, you know, the fall gives some great things, and it's leading us closer and closer to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, it's winter time, and guess what? We're going to have the leaves changing, falling on the ground. They're going to change from green to orange to brown, from brown to orange. They're just going to come and shake off all the leaves on the tree. I raked them up yesterday, and then today, I raked them up Saturday, and then yesterday, they were back on the ground again. I said, Lord Jesus, you could have shook them all at one time.
That's fall, honey, for you. It is absolutely beautiful, but I tell you what, it can be messy as well. But Mr. E, this is our FYI Monday Sports Talk.
What a great game. Yeah, what a great weekend. What a great games. And guess what? We have a special guest on the line, my good friend, Mr. Tim Bostic. And we say a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning. And first, who's your lady? How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing real good, and so glad you are our very special guest and friend on this beautiful Monday morning.
Guess what?
All right.
It all took place on Thursday, November 13th, that and the 13th and the 16th, which was yesterday, and tonight is another game that you will see on the NFL, on the football squad this week.
Well, before we get to that, Mr. E, let's talk a little bit about some of the news that's out here, our sports news and some of the drama, especially with the NBA, with them expanding this investigation about all this what. Uh, what's going on? I know you all have.
Well, I have not.
Tim, have you checked out some of the things that's going on with that NBA and the fact that they are investigating?
Well, pretty much. Let me just be honest with you. Good morning, Miss Lee. How you doing? Well, let me just be honest with you. This time in November, basketball is getting started up. And to be honest with you, I only look at the scores and the
That's it.
highlights. I don't even care about it because I'm still on football mode.
That's
But
right.
there is some type of investigation going on, but I'm not quite privy to what it is. So I'm going to look a little bit more in depth with it.
Yeah,
So
check it out.
maybe you can hit me what's going on.
Well, I tell you what, check it out when you get a chance. You all Google it. The NBA, they're expanding an investigation on gambling and all that kind of stuff. They're getting real serious about it. At first, they were just talking about it, but they're getting very serious, naming the Lakers and all kind of folk. They say that that's involved, and so we're gonna follow that story. We're gonna get closer and closer to it as we get more information. But also,
I'm sorry, I'm familiar with it. I understand. I remember now.
yes,
This is actually a joke. Because there
ah,
was one of the guys, Aaron Gordon's brother, was suspended last year indefinitely
hmm
for actually betting on how many points he would score in a game. They're actually getting mad at people point shaving and betting on themselves and going on the website
yes,
and bet because they got an idea how much they're going to score. But that's kind of the same thing they did to the supposed to be Hall of Famer Pete Rose when they say he was gambling on the game.
You
Michael
know,
Jordan
absolutely.
also had the same problem, but the sports, the professional leagues, if they can't control it, they always want to ban it. But they're the main one that want to make money off of it.
and you
Hypocrite.
and maybe she's talking also about Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups just got out of jail for
Yes.
gambling. So for being in the casinos, he and all the boys was doing it. But I believe that they should start at the college level, a high school level, and stop trying to pamper these cats and do a whole lot of things with them at that high school level.
Well, it probably
But that's
spoiled.
not really fair. They have a life just like you. As a normal individual can go gamble. A guy who plays sports or do whatever else should have the right to gamble. He shouldn't bet on himself because he pretty much don't know
Yes,
how much
I
he's
mean,
going to
that's
score.
right.
absolutely.
But he should be able to have some recreation time like anybody else as long as he doesn't go outside the line.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, this is NFL Week 11 games. Whoo, I hope you all are ready. We're going to talk about the winners, the losers, those that have upset, and surprises. Mr. E, what do you got for us?
Ladies,
When you
ladies, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to say something. I'm going to ask you a question. You ever know that I'm going to get invited on the show when the Commanders lose and the Cowboys lose, or the Cowboys either have a bye or they haven't played it? You ever
It's a
notice that? I
setup.
never got an invite. Yeah, I never got an invite when the Cowboys get blown out.
Tim,
well,
Tim, it's a setup. I'm trying to tell you. That's
here's
how
the
Mr. E
thing.
would do you.
I did not say anything about the Commanders. I did not say
You was getting
anything.
ready to.
And the reason why, no, I wasn't. I was going to talk about the New England Patriots and the Jets. How the New England Patriots beat the Jets 27-14 on Thursday, November 13th. Now, if we can go to that,
No, because let's talk about the Jets. Everybody beating the Jets anyway. The poor Jets. Oh my God. What are we gonna do
they're
with the
2-8.
Jets, Tim? They just can't get right.
Well, the Jets is a team that's going to be transformed. Aaron Glenn is a tremendous coach. All they need is a quarterback. That's the only thing that they need. They made a great, big time trade. They traded for Sauce Gardner before the trade deadline. But I think they could have put the coach, the Indianapolis coach, in a big time playoff race and probably a push for the Super Bowl by trading him over there. But I believe the Jets, they won the last couple of games. The Jets lost a lot of close games, and they don't have a quarterback that can put them over the top now. But rest assured, once they get a quarterback in this draft, it's going to
hmm
be a whole different team to reckon with because it's hard nosed team and it's tough. And
Well,
they're losing a lot of close games.
well, you got to remember, Tom Brady may not be with the New England Patriots, but guess what? Tom Brady and the New England, he's not there, but New England Patriots is a 9-2. Guess what? They beat the Jets
Woo,
27-14 without Tom Brady.
But you must
amazing.
remember that's Vrabel's team. Vrabel is a former player, linebacker that he played for the Patriots, and he's a protege of Belichick. But remember, he was pretty good over at Tennessee Titans. He had a couple of bad years because he lost his quarterback. And as you can see, the players form the characteristics of the coach. R-nosed coach, R-nosed team.
Well, here we go.
Ooh.
Buenos dias, como está? Muy bien, gracias. Hasta la vista. You know, and the reason why I'm saying all of that is because the Commanders went all the way to Spain. And they, when they went to Spain, the Commanders went there and played against the Miami Dolphins, and the score was 16-13. So I'm not gonna beat you up on that, but you shouldn't. I one thing I know for sure, that if they had stayed in the states, they still would have lost. And since they went all the way across the river through the woods to Grandmama house, now they lost again, even worse.
Well, talk about that game, Tim. What happened all the way overseas, across the water, and y'all did get spanked. But let's talk about it.
Well, to be honest with you, it came on 9:30 in the morning, but that was actually the best game of the week. That game was a defensive game. That game, those two teams went back and forth like you were in a tennis match. And it wasn't a blowout. But the whole thing of it is, good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. We actually missed 2 field goals in that game. We missed the last field goal with 11 seconds left on the clock.
I'm not going to dwell on that.
We won the toss in the overtime, and the first play of the overtime, we threw an interception. So, like I said, bad teams find a way to lose, and good teams find a way to win. But that's not because we're not bad because we're a bad team like the Cowboys. They're sorry. That's what they do. We are injured. That's why we're losing.
Get your
So
violin,
look, tell us what
get
the
your
Commanders.
violin out the suitcase and start playing it.
What are they gonna have to do?
I didn't want to ride y'all. I didn't want to ride you, Commanders fan, like talking about it. But every time you turn around, the Commanders is nothing but a one-hit wonder. All they could do, they got all the teams and came out there sharpened and amped up and ready to go. Then all of a sudden, they back to square one more time. I'm not going to dwell on the Commanders because the Commanders, you know, they put excuses on this person hurt, that person hurt, that person down, this person down. That, you know, whatever the situation may be, they all was professional football players, and they come out to play. They get paid to play. So guess what? Win, lose, or draw. And that statement, what you just made, they lose. Good teams always find a way to lose. They did not find no way to lose. They just lost.
Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose.
So you trying to say the Commanders?
When that was out injured, how did you guys?
So the Commanders found a way to lose.
Yeah, because they're a bad team now, because they are injury obliterated. And I don't care who you are. You've seen the 49ers go to the Super Bowl, and next year they injury obliterated. Even when we played the Detroit Lions, everybody know they should have blew us up, but they had 13 guys injured off the field, and we won that particular game against them in the playoffs.
And
that's part of the game. You can't make an excuse. That's a part of the game.
I don't want to dwell too long on the Commanders because they're not all that. But I want to go a little further and dwell on the Carolina Panthers.
Whoa.
The Carolina Panthers came up to snuff and beat the Falcons 30-27. The Carolina Panthers, everybody thought they was out. They was out. Now they are a 6-5, and they're looking good. What do you think about the Carolina Panthers?
I believe strictly because the coach was a pretty good coach already, but the key is the running game. The major mistake, the bonehead mistake that Jerry Jones made in letting Rico Dowdle go. Rico Dowdle has had at least 4 to 5 200-yard games. He said before he played the Cowboys the week before that I'm going to punish him for letting me go. And he got over 213 yards against the Cowboys rushing. And I believe he's the key. And he has made Bryce Hopkins develop into a much better quarterback. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over and that defense stays hard-nosed the way it is, I can see the Carolina Panthers pushing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the NFC South Division Championship.
Buffalo Bills beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 44-32. The Bills is a 7-3, and the Buccaneers are 6-4. Is they going into the playoff?
Yeah, Tim, what do you think about the Bills? I mean, they last season they kind of felt the same way this season. Do you think they are really conditioned to go all the way?
Well,
Or
the big problem is that they're finesse teams. They'll blow up teams all during the season
mm-hmm.
because they have a sorry division that they're playing in the AFC. And the only team that's a contender to them now, but they got shot last week by Miami, but that's an anomaly. The only
Yes.
team that's a contender to them now is the Patriots. Well, when they go up against teams that really can play hard nosed, since Kansas City is doing this well this year, and they may or may not, if they don't get in the playoffs, I believe the Bills has a chance to get over the top.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Ravens can't get out of their way as well because the Ravens found a way to lose in the playoffs as well. But they're getting healthy now because they were injury obliterated early in the season. But I believe that if on the AFC side, you better watch out because if the Kansas City Chiefs don't get in the playoffs, they got a chance to make it.
Tennessee Titans against the Texans. Tennessee Titans hadn't beat nobody.
What
That's
in the
one
world?
game this year. One game this year. Jujon, I hope you're listening. The Titans only beat one game this year. They only beat about 2-3 games last year. Is there any hope for the Tennessee Titans?
What are they doing wrong, Tim?
Well, the Tennessee, they have problems in the trenches. They have a great defensive line, but the offensive line is suspect. So if you can't control the trenches, if you can't run the ball, then you can't win. I don't care who you are. They talk about the quarterback being the leader and the person that puts the team over the top. No, the most valuable position on offense is the running back. Because he studies that defense, he wears that defense down, and he also takes the pressure off the quarterback, especially in play action pass situations. Because if you look at most teams that have great running games, like both might be an Indianapolis coach, and they have a great defense, you see them on top of the division. Now Daniel Jones is looking like the second coming of Christ. Now, even though you couldn't play when he was in New York, but with that running game, he had Saquon Barkley and that defense, that's the major factor. That's why Philly is the way they are. They have a good running game and a great defense, and that's the formula for success. As long as the quarterback can turn the ball over.
Now, since Philly got a good game, and everybody else got a good running game and throwing game. What happened to the running game of the Commanders?
We still
talking. The Commanders had a good running game. They had a very good success yesterday. Well, our problem is we couldn't convert. I told you, our kicker was 2 field goals. We couldn't convert when we got down in the red zone. So that's the answer. You can't score touchdowns and your field goal kicker misses field goals. Then you actually take the defense down a notch because they did all that hard job, or the offense with their hard job, driving all the way down the field and they convert no points. That would take the win out of anybody. So
yes. Well, Tim, Mr. E is over here playing the violins on you, so we're gonna move to the Bears and the Vikings. The Bears 19, the Vikings 17. A close game, but what happened? I mean, the Bears came through, but the Vikings, they tried it.
Well, that was another tough, hard-nosed game for the Black and Blue division. Actually, that was a game of giveaway checkers. Whoever made the most mistakes, they lost the game. But the Bears, let me tell you something. The Bears played hard-nosed.
That's right.
Yes.
The Bears played, and they were close to possibly winning the game. They got Ben Johnson over there, the former offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. And I'm telling you, Ben is a great and an excellent coach. And, hey, even though Chicago has a tough 7 games to win, they got a chance to make it in the playoffs and make a pretty good push. Because all you got to do during the playoffs is run the ball and play good defense and the quarterback don't turn the ball over. You got a chance to win it all.
Are people surprised, Mr. E? You think people are surprised the Bears are kind of like doing pretty good this season?
I don't think that people are surprised because the Chicago Bears are back. Ever since they looking like the old Chicago Bears when Singletary and the rest of them old heads was out there, Chicago is looking wonderful. But the Green Bay Packers, the Cheeseheads, are looking good too. The Cheeseheads beat the New York Giants 27-20. So now that makes New York Giants and another team in my division.
Well, Mister, you talk about the
wrestling
Giants.
for
What you
last
want?
place.
What are the Giants doing?
He's trying to be funny.
I know it.
I don't think you give Green Bay too much credit though. Because if you notice, Green Bay lost against the Cleveland Browns. Green Bay is suspect. Some days, weeks they want to show up, and some weeks they don't. You know the teams they lose against are good playoff contenders, and some of the teams they lose against are teams that ain't beat nobody else. So sometimes they come to play, and sometimes they don't. Because you can beat people all during the season, but when you get in the playoffs, that's a whole new different level. I don't think they're going to give a push to
Sometimes black and yellow, and they the Cincinnati Bengals 30-40.
defense, what the defense, and the whole run game. You know that what I was
He got hurt.
Well, the Steelers,
Look like Joe Racco.
they pretty much start off like that every season, but sometimes they just something happens, they fall by the wayside.
That's right.
You think it's going to happen this season?
You notice something now. All right, Mike Tomlin, every season he's been there for 18 years, he's never had a losing season. They always make it to the playoffs, but they get kicked out immediately because they can't get over the top of the quarterback.
That's right.
And so that's what their problem is. And I believe the same thing's going to happen again.
What an
They don't have
upset!
enough weapons on offense.
What an upset on yesterday. 6-4 over a 7-4, and the Chargers was on top of
Wow,
doing
that
a
was a
one game, and then all of a sudden the Jacksonville Jaguar snuck up, beat them out the box, 35-6. What did the Chargers do wrong?
Well, they showed up because notice that Jacksonville Jaguars has the Chargers numbers. Notice about 3-4 years ago, the Chargers had them 27 zip in the first the wild card round of the playoffs, and the Jacksonville Jaguars came back and beat them by 1 point, 28-27. Jacksonville had the formula for success: that running game and that hard-nosed defense. And I believe the Chargers are suspect because all they are is a straight finesse team. They give Justin Herbert too much credit, and they don't show up when they're supposed to. And the defense can't stop a cold.
21-19. The Rams played against the Seahawks. What happened there?
Well, that actually was the NFC Championship game early on, because those are the two juggernauts in the NFC West. And basically, the Rams had the formula on how to beat Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had a 4-interception game, and he hadn't thrown 4 interceptions in a game since he played with the Jets. But they exposed him, and I believe other people are going to keep watching film on that the rest of the season.
Yep.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
49ers and the Cardinals. 41-22. What an embarrassing stage that the 49ers put on the Cardinals. 41-22.
Yes.
What went wrong?
Notice again. Who of success? 49ers, they had injuries last year. The year before they went to the Super Bowl. Last year they had injuries, so they couldn't do anything. The quarterback Brock Purdy was out for the majority of the year, but Matt Jones that came from the New England Patriots, he has the quarterback whisperer, Kyle Shanahan, showing him how to play quarterback, but also the MC, McCaffrey, that running game. He ate those guys up yesterday, and that 49er defense, gobbled them up and spit them out.
What happened to Denver? Denver came to work yesterday, and what happened to my boy? Couldn't get off the back. He stayed on the ground the majority of the time. And the score was 22-19. What did the Kansas City Chiefs do wrong?
I'm a little nervous about Kansas City, though, Tim, to tell the truth.
Well,
I don't know. What's going on? What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have what you call the changing of the guard.
Ooh, that's it.
The new juggernaut of the AFC West now is the Denver Broncos with Sean Payton as the head coach. Notice I said the coach, the player thing, forming characteristics of the coach, hard-nosed coach.
That's right.
Hard-nosed team.
That's right.
Basically, they exposed the Kansas City Chiefs because they couldn't rely on Mahomes making those magic
Absolutely.
plays because they don't have a running game.
And he run it. They ringed him up. They saw what he was doing, and they got his number.
They seem a little sluggish this
Exactly.
season. Yeah, they're a little sluggish this season. It's like they can't break through.
I'm like you, Tim. I'm like you. The magician has lost the
They
rabbit.
have.
Everybody found that the rabbit in the hat. Everybody found that trick out, and Mahomes could not pull the rabbit out of his hat. He couldn't razzle and dazzle. He couldn't do anything because they zeroed in on him and they shut the magician down. But last night's game was a great game.
Notice Denver has the number one defense in the
Yep.
league.
Yes, they on fire.
They sit the dogs on him. He didn't have a chance to even move.
That's right.
They were energetic. They were fierce. Broncos. They just had it in them to win. Mr. E, you said you got the game with the Lions.
That's the game that's what I like to see. I see Philadelphia again looking real good to go to the Super Bowl again. I'm making mention of that because they're in my division, and because they're in my division, I'm looking for Philly and Saquon to get off again. Him and the quarterback to get off 19 to 6, 16 to 9. The Detroit Lions supposed that won that game last night.
You think Mr. E is calling it too early though, Tim? I mean,
Nah.
Is there anybody else in y'all's division that
Nah.
may have a chance?
Nah.
No, I don't think
Nah.
anybody else has a chance. But just recognize something. That game was more about Detroit's deficiency than the Eagles because Dan Campbell has a propensity to go on for fourth down too many times and he should just hit field goal. But the person who's going to give the hardest time to the Eagles making that Super Bowl push is their nemesis, the Rams. The Rams remember that game against Chiefs last year.
Yes.
And the Rams is Matthew Stafford is playing at MVP caliber.
Yeah.
And also that running game, that defense. They remember how the Eagles got by the skin of their teeth. They're coming.
What I like about the Eagles on last night, Jalen picked the team up on his shoulder and took off and took the team because Saquon couldn't get off. I don't know how many carries Saquon had last night, but Saquon had about 9 or 10 carries and didn't have that many yards.
Because defense played pretty good and did a great job balling them up, damn.
That's right. They shut him. They shut him down. They shut him down. And here's what the world wants to know. By you being a Commander fan and you in my division, here's what the world wants to know. Tonight's game.
You skipped the Ravens and the Browns.
Well, the Ravens and the Browns they don't count. They don't.
Tim,
They do actually count.
In your division, not in our division.
Okay, so the Ravens, are they getting back on their feet a little bit more?
Yeah, they're coming back to form because now they got healthy. Lamar's back. They're making a push.
He's only one person.
They're only about 2 games behind Pittsburgh Steelers now. But I'm afraid that it might be a little bit too late.
It is too late.
Like the Colts and the Jaguars and other teams don't caliber, they're making a push to win the game. In Denver, they're playing ball and look at
it's too late.
Over there.
You think so?
It's too
you
late.
think they're lagging behind, huh? It's too.
We got about
because the only 7 teams can make it to the playoff on each conference.
Okay.
we got about 2 minutes. I want your prediction, and we're gonna thank you.
Oh Lord, tonight
Game. The Cowboys against the Raiders.
Oh Lord, the Raiders.
We're gonna go with your pick tonight. I know who's gonna win.
Well, this is strictly from football knowledge. This is not emotional. I'm not a Cowboy fan. I think on facts, not emotional. But I believe that the Cowboys are going to win this game tonight because the Raiders don't have enough offensive power to keep up with. But if the Cowboys can find a way to lose, I'll be right there looking at them, laughing at them. And if you can rest assured that he won't talk about it tomorrow.
I guarantee that. I guarantee
that's funny.
We won't have to go to Spain to get whipped.
All right, Mr. Tim Bostic, thank you for coming on this morning. Our Monday Sports Talk.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you all. We'll see you on tonight, actually, 6 p.m. We have special guest, Tracy Lorraine. And look, have a wonderful day.
Better than before, through those open doors.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio, sports talk on radio in the world. That's FYI Radio Show. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget tonight's game. The Dallas Cowboys plays against the Raiders, and my pick gonna be the Raiders. So don't forget to join
Did you
us
say
Monday,
Raiders?
the Raiders. They playing against the Raiders on the night, and Dallas gonna beat the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Bye now.
I thought you said the Raiders was your pick. I was like, now wait a minute, I need a hammer because the Cowboys for you is Cowboys ride or die. But anyway, look, we're so glad that you all joined us for Monday Sports Talk. Hey, it was a fabulous week 11. It's going to finish up on this evening. Check out the game, and we're going to come back and talk about that the following week. But anyway, look, we got some upcoming shows. We have Earl Bino. We're playing phone tag, but he's ready to go. He's got a wonderful new book. We're going to do an up-close personal interview with him. Tony Jones, we're going to get him back. I'm hoping to get him back near to our Black History Month. Doing Around the Town, Mr. E. Tonight we're going to be with Miss Tracy Lorraine, talking about what's going on in 757. What a great program. Yolanda Hinton, Hot Topics. Chris Hinton is going to come with real estate. Jason Baker is going to come with cryptocurrency, money, and more. Look, don't forget to join us on Wednesday for our Wednesday men's segment, men's issues, and Friday, of course, Fun Friday, women's issues. Follow us on social media. Please subscribe, especially those on TikTok. Please subscribe to the channel. And you can be a special guest intern or sponsor with FYI. Mr. E has the information.
If you'd like to be a special guest intern or sponsor on the most talked about radio show, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. That's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or call 757-714-7861.
All right, all our friends, Sheila Robbins, everybody that's on our Facebook page, all you guys on TikTok, thank you for joining us. Instagram, hello. Facebook Live, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. We're going to see you this evening, 6 p.m. with Tracy Lorraine and a wonderful program she has for men. Look, be blessed, enjoy this beautiful day, and we'll see you this evening.